Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the 16th part of our Ramadan self-improvement challenge. Today, we embark on a journey to explore the concept of tolerance and how we can embody it in our lives. Before delving into our discussion, I urge you to show your support for our channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Your engagement fuels our mission of spreading knowledge and fostering growth within our community. Now, without further ado, let's dive into the exploration of tolerance. What is tolerance? Tolerance is a fundamental concept that involves accepting and respecting the diversity of beliefs, cultures, opinions, and behaviors different from one's own. It is the ability to understand, appreciate, and coexist peacefully with individuals or groups who hold beliefs or engaging in practice that may differ from one's own without necessarily endorsing or agreeing with them. Tolerance involves openness, empathy, and the willingness to engage in dialogue rather than resorting to conflict or hostility when faced with differences. It doesn't necessarily mean agreeing with or condoning every viewpoint, but rather acknowledging and respecting the rights of others to hold those viewpoints. The importance of tolerance in Islam. The importance of tolerance lies in its teachings of compassion, understanding, and respect for all individuals, regardless of their beliefs or background. Tolerance is a fundamental aspect of Islamic ethics, emphasizing the importance of coexistence, peace, and harmony among diverse communities. It promotes the principles of justice, equality, and mercy, which are central to Islam's message of compassion and humanity. Through tolerance, Muslims strive to build bridges of understanding and cooperation, fostering a society based on mutual respect and acceptance. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "Whoever believes in Allah and the last day should speak a good word or remain silent. Whoever believes in Allah and the last day should show hospitality to his neighbor. Whoever believes in Allah and the last day should show hospitality to his guest." This hadith underscores the importance of kindness, good speech, and hospitality, which are key elements of tolerance in Islam. It teaches Muslims to interact with others in a respectful and compassionate manner, regardless of differences in belief, culture, or background. How to be tolerant? Learn about different cultures, religions, and perspectives. Understanding the background and beliefs of others can help foster tolerance and empathy. Put yourself in the shoes of others to understand their feelings, experiences, and viewpoints. Empathy is crucial for building connections and bridging differences. Listen attentively to others without judgment or interruption. Paying attention to their thoughts and feelings shows respect and validates their experiences. Acknowledge and accept that people have different beliefs, opinions, and lifestyles. Respect for diversity is essential for fostering tolerance and promoting harmony. Engage in open, respectful dialogue with others, even if you disagree with their perspectives. Constructive communication can lead to mutual understanding and reconciliation. Practice patience and self-control, especially when confronted with viewpoints or behaviors that challenge your own. Respond calmly and thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Question stereotypes and prejudices that you may hold about certain groups or individuals. Challenge yourself to see people as individuals rather than representatives of a particular stereotype. Create inclusive environment where everyone feels welcomed and valued. Encourage diversity and participation in all aspects of life, whether it's your community, workspace, or social cycles. Be a role model for tolerance by demonstrating kindness, respect, and understanding in your interactions with others. Your actions can inspire others to adopt similar attitudes and behaviors. Continuously reflect on your biases, prejudices, and behaviors. Strive to learn from your experiences and actively work towards becoming a more tolerant individual. Now, let's listen to a short story which will show us an example of how to be tolerant.
The great Marathi sage. Saint Eknath was not just any saint. He was a perfection incarnate. His actions matched his words. There were no gaps there. In fact, it is this trait, practicing what is preached, that sets a true saint apart from a mere preacher. Eknath was famous for his virtuous life, for righteous conduct, for devotion to his guru, and specifically for his tolerance. No one had ever seen him get angry. No matter what, he never lost his composure. Every morning, the sage used to go to the river Godavari for morning ablutions. A certain man in the village who lived on the way to the river took it upon himself to prove that no one was beyond anger, that no one could be eternally or infinitely tolerant. He claimed that he could get on Eknath's nerves, forcing him to lose his calm and shout at him. Like the majority in the world, he had nothing to gain from this. He just wanted to prove his point, glorifying both his ego and ignorance. One day, as Eknath passed his house, the man unleashed a flurry of abusive words at him. Eknath showed absolutely no reaction and kept moving. He dared Eknath to stop and listen to him. The sage stopped that very moment, turned his face towards the man, and stood there with a soft smile. The man used every swear word with all the permutations and combinations he knew. He grew increasingly frustrated at his inability to evoke any reaction and stomped back into his house in a fit of rage. Eknath proceeded to the river. The following morning, he tried the same gimmick without success. He was even more determined and better prepared this time. Eknath did not react as usual. While he was returning from the river, the man was ready and waiting with a bucket full of dirty water and kitchen waste. No sooner did he see Eknath than he emptied the whole bucket in one ugly splash over the saint. A scramble of solid waste from leftover food remained mostly stuck to his white robe as if grappling for a foothold, while muddy water soaked it. The sage dabbed his eyes with the dry corner of his robe and walked back to the river without uttering a word. The man was not giving up anytime soon, though. Eknath returned and he got similar treatment one more time. Once again, without showing any reaction, he gracefully went back to the river for another bath. It went on like this for the next 6 hours. 18 times the man drenched the saint in dirty water. 18 times he soiled his snow. White robe, 18 times he tried to challenge. Tried to win, to throw the sage off balance, but each time he failed more miserably than before. The 19th time, however, he had a different plan. The weak, ignoble person in him had left him already. This time he filled his bucket with flowers and threw them at the saint. Eknath's smile widened only slightly. The man fell at his feet, tears rolled down his cheeks as if pouring out from some buckets and not ducks, and he begged for forgiveness. Something within him changed. The sage, with his superior behavior, with his virtuous conduct, with the strength of his tolerance, outdid the challenger, changing him for the better forever. He asked the sage, how come he did not react? How did he put up with his misdemeanor? How could he be so tolerant? Tolerant? Spoke Eknath. You did what you wanted. I did what I wanted. You exercised your choice and I exercised mine. Besides, I thank you. For 18 times today, I got the opportunity to perform my ablutions. It is the holiest day of my life. Lesson. The lesson about tolerance from this story is profound and multifaceted. It showcases how true tolerance is not merely about avoiding anger or confrontation, but about maintaining inner peace and responding with grace and compassion, even in the face of adversity. Eknath's unwavering tolerance in the story demonstrates several key lessons. Maintaining inner peace, choosing how to respond to challenging situations. Eknath's tolerance had a transformative effect on the man who sought to provoke him. Through his steadfast tolerance and virtuous conduct, Eknath was able to inspire change in the man, leading him to reflect on his actions and seek forgiveness. Gratitude for the opportunity to perform his ablutions, despite the adversity he faced, highlights the importance of maintaining a positive perspective and finding gratitude even in difficult circumstances.
Tolerance is a concept, stands as a cornerstone for peaceful coexistence and social harmony in diverse societies. It embodies the capacity to accept and respect differences in beliefs, practices, and perspectives without resorting to hostility or discrimination. A conclusion drawn from the importance of tolerance is that it fosters mutual understanding, encourages dialogue, and promotes empathy among individuals and communities. It serves as a catalyst for social progress, enabling societies to harness the richness of diversity for collective growth and development. However, achieving and maintaining tolerance requires continuous efforts, education, and commitment from all members of society to uphold the principles of equality, justice, and respect for human dignity. Ultimately, the practice of tolerance is not merely a moral virtue, but a fundamental necessity for building inclusive and sustainable societies in an increasingly interconnected world. Thank you for joining us on our journey to explore the fundamental values that enrich our lives. If you are seeking to delve deeper into virtues like kindness, honesty, respect, courage, and patience, I invite you to explore our previous videos from the Ramadan Self-Improvement Challenge. And don't miss out the upcoming installments, we have 14 more parts lined up until the end of Ramadan. To stay updated, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Your support means a lot to us, so please don't forget to like the video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Join us again tomorrow as we delve into the concept of fairness. Until then, Assalamu alaikum!